Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a breakthrough in personal health AI from Google research that, honestly, could completely change how you understand your own body.
So think about it. So many of us are wearing these devices, right? Watches, trackers. They're collecting just mountains of data on our steps, our sleep, our heart rate, every single day. We are literally swimming in information. But here's the real question, the one that matters. What does any of it actually mean for you, personally? Turning all that raw data into clear answers about our own health? Well, that's been a massive challenge. Now, we've looked at this space before. Early models like the PH-LLM, that's the Personal Health Large Language Model, were a really solid first step. They were great at giving you a big picture overview, summarizing your whole month in a snapshot. The thing is, those systems would just hit a wall as soon as you asked a really specific, number-heavy question. You'd get these kind of vague, incomplete answers because, well, they just weren't built to be expert number crunchers. And this gets us right to the core of the problem. You see, standard large language models are at heart language experts. They're poets, not data scientists. I mean, they are brilliant with words. They can write you a beautiful essay. But ask one to do some complex math on your raw sleep data, like, hey, what was my average deep sleep on days I exercised versus days I didn't? And that's where you start to see the cracks. The accuracy just isn't there. So to solve this very problem, researchers at Google took a completely different path. They developed a new approach called an AI agent, and they call it PHIA, the Personal Health Insights Agent. And this is the absolute key difference. PHIA isn't just a language model talking about your data, it's an agent. Think of it like they gave the language model a powerful toolkit, turning it into a little junior data scientist that's ready to get its hands dirty. So what does being an agent really mean? It means the AI can use external tools. In PHIA's case, it can actually write and run its own little computer programs, Python code, to analyze your data with perfect accuracy. And it can search the web to make sure it has the latest health knowledge. It's a game changer. So you're probably wondering, how does an agent like this actually work? How does it think? Well, it all comes down to this really simple but incredibly powerful loop. It follows what's called the thought, act, observe loop. It's an iterative cycle. First, it thinks about a plan to answer your question. Second, it acts on that plan, usually by using one of its tools. And third, it observes the result of that action and uses that new information to decide what to do next. Okay, let's make that real. Let's say you ask it, is my resting heart rate improving? PHIA's first thought isn't to just guess. No, its first thought is a plan. Okay, to figure this out, I need to compare the resting heart rate from the last 2 weeks. Then it acts on that thought. It literally writes and runs the Python code it needs to pull your data for those 2 weeks and calculate the precise averages. There's no guesswork here. It's just pure, accurate calculation. And finally, it observes. It sees the results its code produced, 67.3 and 65.7. From that, it gives you a perfectly clear, data-backed, and, hey, even encouraging answer. That right there is the power of the agent framework in action. So this all sounds fantastic in theory, but, the proof is in the pudding. How much better is this agent approach in the real world? Well, the researchers put it through its paces with a massive set of over 4,000 health questions. And the results? They speak for themselves. It was a massive jump in accuracy. Just look at this chart. On questions with a clear, objective answer, a standard LLM got it right only 22% of the time. PHI, with its agent brain, scored an incredible 84%. That's not just an improvement, that's a whole different league.
And it's not just about simple math. When they had human experts rate its answers to more complex, open-ended questions like, how can I improve my sleep? A fantastic 83% of PHIA's answers were rated as fair or better.
So this is the crucial takeaway. PHIA isn't just more accurate, it is way more reliable. Because it can think and plan, it makes 50% fewer coding errors. And get this part is amazing. It can even recover from its own mistakes about 11% of the time. It sees an error, thinks, and then tries a totally new approach. Incredible.
Okay, let's zoom out. What does this technology actually mean for the future of our health? What's the big picture here? Well, what we're looking at is a major shift. We're moving away from generic health summaries and toward truly personalized, data-driven insights that you can actually use. You can finally start connecting the dots between your daily actions and your health outcomes. This kind of technology could empower millions of us to take a much more active, much more informed role in understanding and improving our own health. It turns all that data from your watch into a true partner on your wellness journey. And as the researchers themselves put it, this is a really promising first step toward a future where AI genuinely helps us make sense of our own bodies and our daily lives.
Which leaves us with a final, fascinating question to think about. If your health data could finally talk back to you with this kind of intelligence, what would be the very first thing you'd ask it? That would be one heck of a conversation.